Hey everybody, Modern World Emporium here, back with another episode. For today's video, we're going to be checking out some more clips of some women who divorced their husband and instantly regret it. Let's take a look at what we've got here today, and I'd like to also credit Manosphere for the content that was created here. It was just edited in a weird way for TikTok, which I'm not sure why, but let's get into it.
Just really feeling really sad today. I miss him so much. I'm so sad. My boyfriend of 2 years moved out 10 days ago, and I'm just really feeling really sad today. I miss him so much.
Really quick rundown before we move any forward. I think this woman might be sad and might miss her man. As you can see by the caption here, she divorced her husband and for Chad and instantly regrets it. And also, I'd like to also point out that there is not a single legitimate tear coming out of her eyes. It is all crocodile tears. Very suspicious in my opinion. Let's move forward.
And I know it's the right decision, but it's so hard. I'm so sad. And I wish I could be mad at him. It would make it so much easier, but I can't. There's no anger. There's only love.
Say it with me now. This is why we don't let social media influence us to divorce our spouse. You heard me here. And also, she seems to be in this time loop, this one that just keeps repeating itself, where she continues to say how sad and lonely she is, how she didn't want to do this. This seems to be the common theme with all these women when they divorce their husbands. They never wanted to do it, and they never wanted it to be this way. Yeah, you did. You just wanted this guy's money, and now you got nothing, and you're upset about that.
And it's excruciating. And I know I have valid reasons. And I know it's the best thing in the end, but it's so hard. It's so hard. I miss him so much. If you're going through the same thing, I just want to say I'm sorry.
Has anyone noticed up until this point that she is yet to give a singular reason as to why she went through with the divorce for her husband? Because I've yet to hear one other than that she's sad and miserable about it. If you're so sad and miserable about it, why'd you do it? Oh, wait a second. Anyone with half a brain can tell you why she did it. She did it because she thought she was going to cash the marriage out, get all of his money, take his assets, take his house, take his car, and leave him with nothing while he lived a sad and miserable life while she just paraded around with what she got from him. Looks like it didn't work out that way. Very sad for her.
I'm sorry you're going through this. And you're really strong. It takes a really strong person to do this and to not change their mind and say, you know what, forget it. Forget everything I said. Just come back. I don't want to be alone. And I'm scared to be alone. But I made a commitment to myself when I left my husband that I was never going to ignore my intuition. I was never going to ignore that little voice that said, Claire, something's not right. And I guess I love myself more than I love him.
Well, you actually forgot the part where you're an extremely selfish individual and broke up your own family, probably because social media told you weren't happy. It's just really pathetic and disgusting, and I never have any sympathy for these women. They deserve everything they get. She's been sitting here fake crying in, I guess, her bed or whatever it is for the last 2 minutes straight. She said absolutely nothing of value, and she just keeps repeating the same thing over and over and over again. This person is a lost cause, and we're moving on to the next person because they say absolutely nothing of value for the rest of the video as well.
I did it, y'all. Just hit the send button to file for my divorce. I had it sitting there all day signed. I even told him I was struggling to send it. And after telling me this morning what an embarrassment I am, I still gave him a chance to say stop and don't send it. That's what we do.
And you play stupid games and you win stupid prizes. Who would have ever thought of that one? As you can see, this woman here clearly didn't want to actually divorce her husband. She just played some stupid game, hoping that he would, run to her rescue and stop it midway through it going through. And all he did was call her exactly what she is, a gigantic embarrassment and a loser. See, women a lot of the time will use divorce as kind of like a test in a way, in which they're like, oh, if he, this is the test to see if he really loves me. It's like, no. If you do this shit to us, we will take you up on it. Do not do this to your man. It makes you look like an absolute fucking moron.
So here's what I've learned. I think this process is going to be a lot like getting a shot as a child. It sounds a lot scarier than it actually is. It certainly can't be as scary as what has been going on, or as painful. And while it hurt to hit that send button, it didn't hurt as bad as I thought. The thought of actually sending it hurt more than actually sending it, if that makes sense.
Oh my gosh, sure.
So I hope that the rest of this process, even though it's scary and painful, is going to hurt less than what I anticipate. And it'll be just like a shot. When it's over, I'll look back and say, oh, I did this to protect me and it didn't hurt as bad as I thought. Okay.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks. All she has talked about the entirety of this video is how she was afraid to send it, but then she sent it, but she wasn't afraid to send it, but she just really didn't want to send it, but she sent it anyway. She's just trying to make you think that she's incredibly brave for filing for divorce. Like, what an actual idiot. She has done nothing but rant this entire time about absolutely nothing, and still somehow tried to make herself look like the victim and try to fish for sympathy. Once again, I have absolutely no sympathy for these women. Everything they get is self-inflicted, and it is entirely their own fault. And I just really can't listen to this woman go on anymore. We're going right into the next one, which is
This is like the third time I've done this. So I'm going to talk a little faster, and hopefully I get through my story. When I was 50, I got on all the apps after I got separated, and was in the middle of a divorce from my husband, who is the father of my children, and we get along just fine. Anyway.
Why does this woman look like a PS2 NPC that's talking? Like, I don't understand what the exaggerated facial expressions are all about. Like, is this like played up for TikTok? I'm sure it is. Probably because her followers are all dumb mutant animals just like her that think that this is a great idea. I just wanted to throw that tidbit in there. Nothing really to do with what's going on in the video.
Everything's fine between us. So I went on a bunch of dates. I posted pictures within 2 or 3 days of posting them, so I look like my pictures. I talked pretty extensively on my profile about what I was interested in, and got some interesting dates out of it. Didn't really work out with most of them. Hey, that some of them were like, hey, I'm not into this, bye. And sometimes I would say, hey, I'm not into this, bye. Except for this one guy. We went to this cool little coffee place in Pacific Beach. I would shout it out, but I can't remember what the name of it was or even what street it was on, but cool little place. Had a little garden, and we got our drinks, went out into this little garden, and I proceeded for 15 minutes to engage somebody in conversation who could say yes, no, or grunt. And even though his grunt was kind of sexy,
I can assure you that you were not the one saying, yeah, I'm not into this. Every single guy she went out with on these moronic dating apps probably was like, ooh, I didn't expect you to look like this, or ooh, I didn't expect you to have the facial animations of a PS2 NPC in Grand Theft Auto, and probably got up and left immediately. This is just really sad, seeing someone this old still going on Tinder and still going on Bumble and all these other dating apps, thinking that she's gonna score like some really hot guy. It's just really pathetic to see. And my favorite part is she got to play it up like like, oh yeah, it's going great. I'm on all the apps. I'm having a great time with my husband that I screwed over, but we're still friends, so it's okay. What a vile human.
I'm not into that. Like, I want somebody who's going to engage me in conversation. And after struggling for about 15, 17 minutes, I finally said, hey, you know what? It's cool. You're cute, and I wish you the best, but, you know, it doesn't seem like it's really clicking, so let's just split. I'm gonna leave. Have a great day. You're grunting, you're saying yes or no, and you're not really talking back to me, and it felt like, I don't know, uncomfortable. So, anyways, that was my experience. I was 50 at the time, I'm now 60. I don't know what he was looking for. Anyways.
No, I definitely can't imagine why he only said yes, no, or grunted at all of your questions. You're definitely not an incredibly boring individual with nothing interesting about you. And on top of that, you're a 50-year-old probably trying to date far younger men than you, and they know to place you right into the recreational use or the discard pile. Very, very sad to see a woman like this acting this way for her age. Hopefully she'll actually grow up eventually and be able to find someone who can actually tolerate her, but I highly doubt that.
I'm divorced. I thought I'd be happier, except the judge set the child support amount at $326 a month. $326 a month for 2 kids for child support is what he has to pay me.
Crazy how we didn't even get 30 seconds into this video and we immediately found out why she divorced her husband. She divorced him with the intent of collecting that sweet, sweet child support check and living the luscious lifestyle she sees on social media like all these other women do. This shit is absolutely pathetic. And this is another reason why I feel like these videos absolutely need to be admissible evidence in court. A man should be allowed to take this video of her saying, I am so disgusted I only got this much child support. This is horrible. This is really bad. How am I going to do this? He should be allowed to take these videos right back to that judge and get that child support payment either completely removed or have the custody completely ripped away from her. Absolutely fucking disgusting.
$326 a month because he's not working, because he chooses not to. I was able to cross-examine him, which was fun, and I asked him how many hours a week he spends working or trying to sell houses, because technically he still has a real estate license, so technically he's still a realtor. He said 15 hours a week approximately is how many hours he works per week. Grown man, grown able-bodied man with transportation and no childcare to worry about, says he works 15 hours a week.
Right, so what we're hearing here is that she got absolutely owned in the end of the day. She basically thought that she was going to divorce her husband, get these absolutely massive child support payments where about 1/10 of it would actually go to the kids and the rest would go to her hair and her nails and her girls' trips and her nights at the club. And you can just see the actual seething going on her face. She's trying to cover it up big time, but we all know that she is big mad. She wanted that big check so she can live that big luxurious lifestyle, and she got absolutely none of it, and I love to see it. I love to see these women that tear their families apart in hopes of getting financial gain get absolutely fucking destroyed at the end of the day. They deserve every single bad thing that happens to them. They don't deserve their children, and they especially don't deserve the money from the man they screwed over. Well, guys, I am going to cut the video here today. If you liked what you saw, please like the video, comment, leave your thoughts down below, and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.